Good morning and welcome to our live coverage of the 2024 Inauguration Day ceremonies. I am your host for this hour, Carson Nilgers. In today's ceremonial events, we will witness the installment of the newly elected government officials from different places and positions. Our live coverage will take place in the holds of Freedom Park in Commerce Valley Terraces Village, where we will witness the inauguration of re-elected President Lutsky Klavinsky and the newly elected Vice President Tyrus Bailey. They will proceed to their oath of office and commitment speech to the nation. Likewise, President Klavinsky will also formally inaugurate the 5th Landovian Congress, composed of 15 elected representatives of the lower house and 3 elected senators. The oath-taking of office will be presided over by the Supreme Court Chief Justice Russell Elvin Keegan. At this point in time, by noon, the inaugural ceremonial rites will begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the elected President and Vice President of the Republic of Landova. Good day, Mr. Bailey. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tyrus D. Bailey,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Landova,
and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Landova,
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
and fulfill the duties of the office of Vice President
and fulfill the duties of the office of Vice President
and the office of the Senate President.
and the office of the Senate President.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President Tyrus Bailey. And now we move forward to the elected President. Please welcome His Excellency Lutsky Klavinsky. Good afternoon, Mr. President. Good day to you. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lutsky Klavinsky,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of Landova
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of Landova
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the Republic of Landova.
the Constitution of the Republic of Landova.
Congratulations, Mr. President. We now move on to the inauguration of the 5th Landova Congress.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me by the Constitution, I hereby proclaim and inaugurate the 5th Landovian Congress, in which the Fusion Party will take the majority of both the Senate and House of Representatives. So do affirm. Good afternoon, Landovians. Good afternoon to Vice President Tyrus Bailey. Good afternoon to our cabinet members, representatives, senators, public officials, and to all. It has been a great pleasure to see that you have my utmost trust to be your president once again for a second term. These elections we proclaim victorious and inherit the progressing prosperity, unity, and justice for our nation through a fair democratic election. Running for president was the hardest for a candidate to do before the elections would take place. You must have the willpower and the interest of yourself to take the highest position of this nation. Hence, we have achieved this yet again. Truly, kindness brought back to our everlasting service to the nation as a public servant, through a committed role in leadership and responsibilities as the president of this nation. We expect a lot this new term. We expect new beginnings and a radical change towards our people in sustaining their needs that would be best for our own interests. In our world today, tremendous catastrophic challenges are underway. It is up to us to keep this country and other people's safety and security at its highest. The act of initiating the Presidential's Emergency Operations Council and Board National Control was been a long-planned contingency plan to safeguard our country from potential conflicts. As a leader of this nation and leaders of other countries in the international community, we are worried and heavily concerned with the increased tensions of some countries, to name a few such as Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, China, and Korea. We are bound by the breakthrough of wars and conflict that would shape the world, and we need to have emergency protocols if ever, but we hope not that an increased conflict would break out in the region. The President's Emergency Operations Council and Board National Control was put into law by the Second Landovian Congress as a contingency plan to safeguard and protect the citizens of the country from potential armed conflicts and war from opposing forces. The POC was formulated in accordance with the United States Armed Forces and the U.S. Joint Chief of Staff's DEFCON system, or the Defense Readiness Condition System. As part of the law, it is stated that the initiation of the POC will only be enacted by the following people and conditions. The following people are as follows: the President of Landova, who also acts as the Commander-in-Chief of the nation, the Vice President, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State Affairs, and the Armed Forces Chief of Staff. These 5 people must jointly sign and agree on the enactment and initiation of Presidential's Emergency Operations Council and Board National Control, or the POC. Certain conditions for the initiation are as follows. All 5 people mentioned must abide by the regulations of the said law. The initiation of the POC is heavily recommended if the United States DEFCON level is activated at DEFCON 2, which states 1 step from nuclear war. Members of the Emergency Operations Council must not disclose information in regard to confidential high-level meetings in the board's National Control Center. Further, we wouldn't want this to happen, but we have our contingency plan to look upon. Moving on, we have been waiting for this for so long, and nothing has happened in this past few months. I am greatly disappointed with the outcome of our airport project. Our contractors have left us without working on the said project. The Supreme Court has given them a preventive mandatory injunction to continue the works on the airport project indefinitely. We are severely diminished in their trust and keeping their commitment. Nobody raised these concerns until the project was not fully commenced. Anyways, our Architecture and Infrastructure Secretary and several private institutions and companies keep a keen eye on possible negotiations of contractors for the airport project. Based on what they said to me, they're negotiating with contractors from France alone. We may have our own Charles de Gaulle Airport here, one of the busiest airports in the world. I am determined that this will work out in the end. If not, we will be raising offers in some kind of auction to build this airport. Because we would really need this for the ease of transportation of our people and goods. Potentially it could grow our tourism and workforce in the nation. I really hope this will come out the way we would imagine how our country can develop. Moving on, as I end my inaugural speech, let's keep a mindful open mind in whatever situation we're having. The world is tearing apart. From here alone, we shouldn't tear it more. We would collapse as a society if we didn't make changes or become peacemakers. Together again for 2 more years, we should achieve a better, prosperous nation. Thank you, Landovians, and may you have a wonderful day. Good afternoon, everyone.
And that was President Klavinsky's inaugural speech. Some highlights from his speech are called: the president expresses gratitude for being re-elected for a second term and emphasizes trust in their leadership. They highlight the importance of willpower and interest in running for president, referencing the challenges faced during the election. President Klavinsky mentions expectations for the new term, focusing on new beginnings and change to meet the needs of the people. He discussed the formation of the Presidential's Emergency Operations Council and Board National Control as a contingency plan for potential conflicts and wars in order to safeguard the protection of all citizens of Landova. President Klavinsky also expresses concern about global tensions, mentioning specific countries like Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, China, and Korea. He explained the conditions and personnel required to enact the POC, including the President, Vice President, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of State Affairs, and Armed Forces Chief of Staff. The President expresses disappointment and delays with the airport project and discusses plans to negotiate with contractors from France or may hold an auction if ever negotiations fail for the project. As he ended his speech, President Klavinsky encouraged unity and peace, highlighting the importance of not exacerbating existing conflicts and the need for positive change. This is it for our today's live coverage of the 2024 Inauguration Day ceremony. This is Carson Elgers, reporting for Orca News. Good afternoon, everyone.